Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today, courtesy of Infinity of Nashua. In Nashua, New Hampshire, we have the 2022 Infiniti Q60. So, as you may know, last year of the Q60 is 2022, and this specific one is one of the last ones we will ever be receiving. Majestic white over stone with black interior accents. Looks great. This one here has the Essential Pack, so it's the LUXE with Essential Pack. Essential Pack adds your navigation, SiriusXM, travel link, power tilt and telescopic steering column, dual occupant memory for driver's seat, steering column, outside mirrors, powered auto dimming outside mirrors, which is nice, and the advanced climate control system. Under the hood is the 3-liter turbocharged V6. Every single Q60 now has a 3-liter V6. It's just different variations on power. Red Sport has 400 horse, 350 pound-feet. This one here has 300 horse, 295 pound-feet of torque. Very, very nice car. I'm definitely going to be sad the day that it goes bye-bye, which actually is already here. Talked to my factory rep. He said the last Q60 is due to be made this week. So by the end of 22, the last ever Q60 will be made. That's something very sad to say. I'm hoping eventually we'll see another variation, but it's not looking like that's the case. Dual screen setup. Now they actually match resolution, which was my big complaint with the previous years. Sunroof, love that stone with the black accents. Seven-speed automatic. A lot of people complain about it over the years. They've messed with tuning, and it actually is a great transmission once you get used to it. Yes, it's not a dual clutch. It doesn't want to be a dual clutch. This is a grand touring car more than an outright performance weapon. Red Sport definitely touches that sports car line a lot more so, but this one still has sporting intentions, but is much more of a long-term grand touring car with very elegant styling. In years past, you could get a 2-liter in the Q60. I've driven a few of them. Not a giant fan of them, to be frank with you guys. Not a big fan at all. But the styling was the same, so it was actually a decent car when you overcome the engine. 3-liter standard on every Q60. I've been lucky enough to spend a lot of time with the Q60. I almost bought one. I was very, very close to buying one. It's a phenomenal car, especially the Red Sport. I love spending time with them. They are just phenomenal cars. Matter of fact, the other day, probably about a week ago, I drove home a Q60 Red Sport, but it ended up snowing that night, so I had to drive to work in like 3 inches of snow and ice, and that was terrifying because I had never driven one in the snow before. But honestly, got me to work, put it in snow mode, and it was perfectly okay. Better than my Hellcat, that's for sure. That's an e-Golf. You never see those things. As you apply more brake pressure, the transmission will start to downshift, especially in sport mode. Where do you think you're going, buddy? If it was a circle track version, it'd be up in the pebbles. That would put you right in the wall. I will say, even though it's a coupe design, which inherently creates blind spots, this car's visibility is honestly pretty darn good. Like I said, I've taken a bunch of these home now. I've spent a lot of time in Q60s. And unlike the Camaro, where, yeah, it's fun to drive, but you kind of feel nervous because you have a lack of visibility. Look, over the rear haunches, you have plenty of room. It definitely feels open and airy, especially with the light color interiors. From this position here, if I just look at dashboard and how I see outside, it feels very reminiscent to the Q50. That's because the dashboard's pretty much the same. So when these 22s first came out, I already knew 22 was the last model year. I couldn't say anything though, just because I wasn't sure how much was public knowledge. Now it's public knowledge the Q60 is being discontinued. So people were saying, oh man, I hope they do something for the new Z, you know, maybe a manual. I was hoping the same thing, guys, but that's not the case here. It's just what you see is what you get, and what I see is a beautiful grand touring sedan that would be a pleasure to daily drive. And unfortunately, that's what we're going to be left missing. Oh, they filled that. There we go. Oh, not that one. Definitely not this one either. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. See you all in the next one.